It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today at the start of our elementary competition and this our 37th year. Two great schools here to start us out. Let's meet them right now. First from Montpelier Elementary, would you please say hello to Callista. Callista's going to wave to everybody at home. And our captain is Iwanosa. Iwanosa, nice to have you here, all dressed nicely today in their matching shirts. And Stephanie is here, another fifth grader. Nice to have you here, Stephanie. And they are playing against Templeton Elementary School. Let's meet our contestants. Luis is there wearing a lab coat. He's a fifth grader. Andrea is the captain of the team, also a fifth grader. And our third fifth grader is Valerie. Nice to have you here today, Valerie, as well. Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty. And if you're not familiar with the game, we have 6 categories. Let's share those with you right now.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, you see all those numbers up there. We arranged the board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones, 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers on our game today. And at the end of the 2 rounds, the team that is ahead will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to this year's quarterfinals and semifinals as we pursue an elementary champ in this year, 22-23. Let's go over and make sure everything's working properly. Let's go to that red team. Iwanosa, would you try your buzzer? It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, ladies. Have a good game today. In Templeton, Andrea, how's that buzzer going? It looks good and sounds good as well. You guys excited to do this? Yeah, we are so happy to have you here. Let's have a great game. May the better team win. We go alphabetically M before T, so Montpelier and Iwanosa. Let's play the bowl. Go.
Green things for 5.
Green things for?
5.
5 points, all right. Money doesn't grow on trees, we know that. But it does, in a sense, grow on bushes, since 75% of paper money is made from the puffy white fibers. Templeton?
Cotton.
Cotton is absolutely right. The puffy white fibers of that plant, cotton it is. You got 5 points. Go green. Andrea?
Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Here we go. Strange as it may seem, a Pennsylvania man's pet is this reptile, normally found in the Everglades. It is feared the world over and can trace its ancestry to the time of the dinosaurs. He has a pet what? Correct answer is an alligator. An alligator found in the Everglades. Dates to the time of the dinosaurs. Feared the world over. No points. Try again, Andrea.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. If you've ever read the book The Very Hungry Caterpillar, you might also have liked to play the game about a twice hungry, one of these African mammals. Hungry what's? Montpelier.
Hippo.
Hippos is right. That's right. Callista says, push that buzzer. It's the hippos. Good play in there. All right, you got yourself 5 points. Iwanosa, go.
Body systems for 5.
You don't have to push that yet. That's all right. You'll get used to it. Go ahead. Just pick a category and a number for me.
Body systems for 5.
Which one?
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Your cranium, your face, and your lower jaw are the three parts that make up this bone, a spooky part of many, many Halloween costumes? Name that
Skull.
bone, Templeton.
Skull.
It is the skull, Andrea. Yes, our captain comes through. Go green. Nice answer. Yes, ma'am.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Mars, the planet Mars, has 4 seasons like we do, and ice caps at its 2 poles like we do. But while some of the ice is water ice like ours, most of it is dry ice, which is made of what? Frozen gas. That would be carbon dioxide. Frozen carbon dioxide is dry ice. You know, you shouldn't touch it because it can burn you. But a lot of times you have things shipped to you, it's packed in dry ice. Frozen carbon dioxide. Remember that. All right, last correct answer came to the green team. So, Andrea, go again.
Green things for 10.
Green things, 10 points. Strange as it may seem, the U.S. Post Office will let you put a stamp on this largest of the world's seeds and then send it by mail. Tourists in Hawaii do it all the time. They send home one of these, Templeton.
Mammoth seeds.
A manatee? No.
Mammoth pumpkin seeds.
Mammoth pumpkin seed. That's a good try. That's a good try. Not quite. Not quite. Good answer, though. Montpelier, you have a chance to tell the world's largest seed. The post office will actually send it through the mail if you put a stamp on it. It will be legitimate mail. A lot of people who visit Hawaii do this. What do you think? It's a coconut. A coconut. You can put a coconut, put a stamp on it, put it in the mail. I pity the mailman who has to carry those things around. Hopefully it's just one on every route. Okay, no points. Let's go back to green.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade, 10 points. These very social flippered mammals have varieties that are named for leopards and elephants. There's a leopard one of these and an elephant one of these. Templeton.
Seal.
Seal, that's right, the leopard seal, very vicious predator, hunts penguins, and the elephant seal is this huge thing, almost like a walrus. Good answer. Go green.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Potpourri, I think, was already taken. 5 was already taken. Let me just see what we have here. Okay, Dateline for 5 is available. Science potpourri for 10 would be available, correct? All right.
Science for 5.
All right, Dateline for 5. Sorry to confuse you there. All right, you know, a lot of animals can only live in streams and lakes that are very clean, like the disappearing wood turtle and the rainbow variety of this fish. You might have eaten it yourself. A rainbow what? Templeton.
Trout.
Trout, that's right. A rainbow trout only lives in very, very clean streams. So, you know, with all the pollution we have today, they are threatened. All right, green thing is off to a fast start. 75 for Templeton, 55 for Montpelier. We're only just beginning. First round is kind of the shakedown cruise. I know we're going to come back strong in the second half. We'll see you then on the other side. Thank you, and welcome back to the Science Bowl. Hope you're enjoying this game so far. Our premier game here in our for the elementary schools in this new season here. Before I ask any more science questions, I ask a few personal ones of our players. Let's find out about these young people playing our game. They're just terrific, and I know you'll agree. Let's go first to Montpelier. And Iwanosa, tell us a little bit about your school. It's up there in Laurel, Maryland. And who's your principal?
Miss Furlow.
Miss Furlow, yes. She has been the principal for many years, and I know she's a wonderful principal. People all look up to her. And you have a coach this year who's brand new, right? What's her name?
Miss Goodell.
Yeah, and she's, I know she was asking me for some hints about what to do, and I know she's been able to practice with you guys. Tell me what you like about your school. What's something that you really like to tell people, you know, we do this at Montpelier?
We have an outdoor garden.
Outdoor garden, that's wonderful. And do you guys help take care of the garden? Yeah. What do you grow?
We grow herbs.
Lettuce maybe, or radishes, or carrots. You know, sometimes I think
and
if the
potatoes.
rabbits don't get it, you know, they're usually pretty good to eat.
Yeah, carrots.
And tell me what you want to do someday. You want to, I think we were talking about medicine before, right?
A pediatrician.
Pediatrician. And you told me you love children, and that seems like a good fit. What do you do in your spare time?
I read books, I write, and I also draw.
Wow. You know, readers do really well on this program. And they picked you as a captain, and they chose well because you have a curiosity about the world, and that's what we're kind of tapping into here today. Stephanie, nice to have you with us today. You are a singer, and you'd like to be an artist someday as well. But singers and artists are one and the same oftentimes. How'd you get interested in singing? Who told you you had a good voice?
Well, I had this inspiration for singing, and then what happened, I started to sing, and then I noticed that I was getting the feeling of singing. So I sang for my family, and they were like, you may become a singer one day. So that's how I knew that I was passionate.
Are we going to see you on some of those TV shows sometimes?
Yeah.
America's Got Talent. I'll remember your name, Stephanie. We'll be looking, we'll call in, we'll vote for you. Calista, nice to have you here today. You've been helping out a lot in this first half. How do you know so much science?
So my science teacher, Miss Cadell, she's been like teaching us and helping us like slow things down. So just in case like it's too upper for us, and if we get bad grades, she will like give us a chance and give us some redemption points.
She's doing the right thing. Yeah, she chose well. Are you having a good time so far? Yeah. What do you want? You want to be a doctor too someday, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you do in your spare time?
So I talk with my friends, and I also like to read books, and I like to watch TV, and I also like to help little kids in my spare time because you know how you have this feeling to like help kids all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I do know that. And that's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. Are you guys all BFFs? Are you good friends? I can tell, you know, you're finishing each other's thoughts. You're doing a nice job. Templeton, nice to have you guys here today. Andrea, tell us the Templeton story. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Robinson.
Absolutely. And the coach of your team?
Miss Lynch.
Miss Lynch, who's been associated with Science Bowl for a number of years. Yes, she always sends us great teams here. And any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Rahila, Yildiz, Ahmad, and Malia.
Oh, you've got a lot. You've got a spare team plus one out there. And I know when I was at Montpelier, I think there were a couple of young ladies. I think we'll come back to you in a moment to find out who your alternate was there, because I did see an alternate before. What do you like about Templeton, Andrea? Something special.
I like that Templeton has a lot of extracurricular activities.
Like what?
Two of them are band and chorus.
Wow. Are you part of either of those?
Yes, I'm part of both.
Wonderful. And you are also a news anchor. Aren't you on the news program?
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell. You have a way with words, and you have a nice presence. I can see you being on the air. Nice to have you here. What do you want to do someday?
I want to become a doctor.
Yeah, you already got the white coat. You already look like a doctor over there. You're doing a nice job. Valerie, you know a lot about science, too. You've been helping out over there. How do you know so much science?
I know so much about science because Miss Lynch teaches us a lot and new stuff about science.
Yeah. What a nice tribute to your teachers. Yeah, because, you know, if you don't have great teachers at the school, why bother going? You know, we want teachers that are really concerned about your advancement. What do you want to do someday, Valerie?
When I grow up, I want to work for NASA or become an astronaut.
Really? Would you like to go to Mars someday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure a way to get you there and get you back. You know, you don't want to make it a one-way trip. Boy, I admire your courage, and NASA could use more people like you, Valerie. Nice to have you on their show today. Okay, and Luis, tell us about yourself. Tell me about those shirts. Who designed those shirts for you?
Not sure.
And not sure. Well, whoever designed it, they did a nice job. And those lab coats, that's a nice touch as well. Miss Lynch, I know, had a hand in that. Luis, what do you do in your spare time?
I watch videos and play video games.
You sound like a normal guy to me. Do all those things. Enjoy your childhood. And someday, what do you want to do?
I want to be a biologist because I want to expand my knowledge of living things.
Wonderful. And he told me earlier that he not only wants to study biology, he wants to get a master's degree. He knows this already in 5th grade. He's the guy who's going places. Nicely done, Luis. All right. Let's go back and check that score. Montpelier's at 55, Templeton 75. Lots of points to give away. All the tougher questions await. Our last correct answer came from the green team. So Templeton, Andrea, let's play again.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. The giant corpse flower attracts and repulses visitors to the U.S. Botanic Garden every year because the giant corpse flower does what? It stinks. It stinks. It's that plant that grows really tall and it gives out an odor of rotting flesh, and that's to attract pollinators, and people go down there at Christmas time. Down there right next to the Capitol, the U.S. Botanic Garden. It's called a corpse flower. A corpse is something that is dead, and it smells rotten to attract flies. That's the whole point. Let's try again, green.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. How many of you have pets at home? Any of you have pets? Yeah, all right. A very common food for caged pets, like if you had a lizard, are these worms that are actually the larval stage of a beetle. Some people eat these worms. They're called mealworms. Mealworms. They're these little squiggly things. If you go to the Owen Science Center, they have whole boxes of them, and they use them to feed a lot of their lizards there, along with crickets. They feed them crickets. All right, let's get some points here. Come on, Andrea.
Dateline for 10.
Dateline, 10 points. They found some dinosaur footprints recently in Texas. Not that the dinosaurs still live there. This was from many years ago that the footprints were made. Because of that, along with seashells and bones and leaf impressions, dinosaur footprints are considered these. Templeton.
Fossils.
They are all fossils. Yes, ma'am. Good answer. Go green.
Which one? Body systems for 10. Body systems for 10.
Body for 10 points. Let's see how well you know the heart. The dividing barrier in the center of your four-chambered heart is called the septum. It separates these two V-initialed lower chambers of the heart. What are they called? Come on, Montpelier, let's get these V-initial chambers. Callista, she's excited. Ventricles is right, absolutely right. Callista says, I know this one. You got it. Good answer. All right, go red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. All right, teams. This is a multiple choice question. Some of you might have gotten a shot for the coronavirus, for COVID. And before you got the shot, they took a little chemical swab and they rubbed your arm before they put the needle in. That chemical swab had a chemical on it. Which of the following is it considered? An antiseptic, an analgesic, or an antitoxin? Which of those three, Templeton?
Antiseptic.
Yes, ma'am. An antiseptic to kill those germs. You listen carefully. You got yourself another 15 points and the chance to ask the next question. Go. Yes, ma'am.
Potpourri for 10.
Potpourri, 10 points. To see if a chicken egg is fertile. Sometimes you get fertile chicken eggs when you buy the eggs at the store and you don't know it. It's a little red thing inside. To see if a chicken egg is fertile, breeders hold it up to this light source made of wax with a wick in the center. Montpelier.
Candle.
Yes, they candle that egg. Absolutely right. I like seeing those smiles. Go red. You're down 25 points. Come on, Iwanosa, you pick.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. All right. The shape of a snowflake. Every snowflake is unique. No two snowflakes are alike. The shape of a snowflake is influenced by the temperature at which it forms and how fast it undergoes this C-initial process that turns it from water vapor to a flake. From water vapor to a flake, what C-initial process forms that snowflake? We're talking condensation. Condensation. It condenses. We know that, the different states of matter. Go again, red. Iwanosa, pick. Go ahead.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. All right. Multiple choice question. A chemical that is volatile, V-O-L-A-T-I-L-E, a volatile chemical, like ether, will, which of the following, easily react with oxygen, evaporate, or explode when exposed to the air? No penalties for guessing. A volatile chemical does which of the following or is which of the following? Iwanosa.
Explode.
Doesn't explode. Good try. Does a volatile chemical easily react with oxygen, evaporate, or explode when exposed to the air?
Let's do the first one.
The first one is easily react with oxygen. It's the one neither of you chose. A volatile chemical will evaporate, so something that is volatile can easily disappear on you. All right, no points. Go back to red. Iwanosa. Let's go. Go ahead.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25? Green things for 25 points. Here we go. We have a picture. Look at the picture at the monitor in the studio here. These flowers have long been associated with soldiers killed in battle, with the red petals representing blood and the black in the center mourning for the soldiers who never came home. For 25 points, name that flower. Templeton?
Poppy.
It is a poppy. You got 25 points. That's the way to go. Templeton, go. Green.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. To try to bring back chestnut trees in America. Chestnut trees used to be everywhere. They were all killed off by a fungus in the last century. Scientists are now altering the genes of these powdery male reproductive units that are then dusted onto the stigmas of the flowers so that new chestnuts will grow that are resistant to the fungus. Name those powdery male reproductive units. They change the genes in these. Templeton?
Pollen.
Pollen it is. Yes, you listened to all those clues. Girls, I think you knew that. Make sure you ring that buzzer. Take a chance. Go green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15. I know you're going to get this one. Get ready on that buzzer. Stephanie and Callista, get ready to nudge her hard. Not too hard. For 15 points in potpourri. The ice in glaciers that is melting all around the world and not being replaced by new snow has come to be known as this kind of ice, named for the Walking Dead.
Ice.
Say it again.
Dry ice.
Not dry ice, no. This kind of glacier, since it's disappearing and it's not being replaced by new snow, you can't ring twice, it's come to be known as this kind of ice, named for the Walking Dead.
Pass it to Valerie.
Dead ice?
Not dead ice, zombie ice. Zombie are the Walking Dead. That's what I was looking for there. Try again, please, green.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade, 20 points. Oh, this is kind of disgusting. Since jellyfish, sea anemones, and corals have no anus, they have to release their waste through their mouth through this process. Iwanosa.
Digestive system?
Not digestive system, no, not good try. Since those creatures, jellyfish, sea anemones, and corals have no anus, they have to get rid of their waste through their mouth, through this process.
Excretory system?
Vomiting. They have to vomit. They have to regurgitate the waste because it can't come out the other end because there is no hole at the other end. I told you it was disgusting. All right, go again, green. Andrea.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline, 15 points. Charles Darwin called these Pacific Ocean islands, noted for their giant tortoises, a little world within itself.
Galapagos Islands.
You got that right. The Galapagos Islands off the coast of South America. Well done, Andrea. You're up to 160. All right, Montpelier, you got your work cut out for you. You got to get some of these 25 pointers now. Go green, pick.
What do you guys think? Body systems for 20. Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. When there is a nuclear power plant accident, it's an awful thing. People nearby are given iodine tablets that will be absorbed by this endocrine gland in your neck to prevent it from developing cancer. Name that gland in your neck, an endocrine gland. Come on, Iwanosa.
Esophagus?
Ooh, not the esophagus, good try. Name that gland in your neck that absorbs this iodine to prevent it from developing into a cancer. The buzzer means our game will be over, but you may answer that question.
Cilia?
The thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is in your neck there. The buzzer says our game has ended. It looks like Templeton has triumphed here. All of these young people are winners. We'll double check that score and be back with you in just a moment. And welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here in the studio. 6 young people who have never played this game before, ever. 5th graders all, and acquitted themselves beautifully. We are proud of each and every one of them. We hope to see them in the future, too. Our final tally today is Montpelier 75, Templeton 160. Congratulations, Templeton. Let's give a nice round of applause to that Templeton team. And another round of applause to that Montpelier team. What a great competitor they are. And Iwanosa, would you be kind enough to tell us who you brought with you today?
This is Stella and this is Miss Godot.
Wonderful. Thank you for being the alternate. Thank you, Miss Godot, for doing this. And you guys look great, and you were great. Andrea, you got the task of telling everybody who's back there. Who are they?
This is Miss Lynch.
Yes, indeed.
She helped us practice for all. This is Rahila. Yildiz. Malia, and this is our Vice Principal, Miss Piper.
Wow, and everybody's smiling over there for good reason. You played beautifully today. We'll see you in the next round. Thank you, Miss Lynch, for everything you do over the years. And Miss Vice Principal, thank you for supporting the kids today. And we thank you for watching. Hope to join us. You will join us next time for another edition of the Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.